Well, hello. It is Friday the 2nd of October 2020. Pumpkin month is upon us, and I have your weekly numbers as always right here. But before we get to that, I just want to have a little quick tease and say, see what's in this box? Well, I'm not going to show you what's in the box, but I will tell you this. What's in the box may be an economic way to address certain problems. I don't know, maybe you fear you have an issue with mold, mildew, radon. What's in this box may be what you need, and it may be substantially more effective and functional than you would give it credit for. Maybe you don't even know about it. But if you want to know what's in the box, why don't you check out the YouTube channel Calldell Calldell, no spaces, over on the YouTube. Subscribe while you're there and hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload new content. That might be something you might want to look at. Don't know, don't pretend to know. But anyway, as we go on today, like I say, we got our numbers. We'll look at these in a minute. Dell Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you're currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side, room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, subscribe while you're there, watch the demo. Afterwards, get with me and we'll set up your exclusive account today. But I do want to talk about something real quickly. In this environment, and it's all about the current environment. Now, I think I spoke once about the appraisals. Someone made a comment, oh, we have the low appraisals. And my personal belief is we're actually appraising high, but we have an artificial high level coming into this. Now, when we see the days on market on average being low, and we see the days on market mean be this low, things are selling pretty darn quick. So it gets into this thing that these direct buyers get in with you all the time, telling you, well, they're about doing the cleaning, oh, no cleaning and showing and hassles and all that kind of stuff. Well, when things are moving that quickly in the open market, what you may be trading off, if you're looking to sell, is you may be trading off some possibility there in that people are actually buying real quickly, and when you present to one single person, they are able to, with confidence, maybe turn your property a little bit quicker, and they look for things that need to be fixing. However, some of the cosmetic stuff doesn't always make that big of a difference, and it's up to you whether or not you upgrade. But that's another thing that the direct buyers always talk about. Well, no need to upgrade things. Well, you have to consider whether or not you're putting more money into a property in some of these little niceties are really significant enough to affect where your price point's going to be. Because the appraiser, if you're assuming you're going to get a loan on it, an appraiser, or even the guy who direct buys and pays you cash, assuming that he's going to have to sell it to someone who probably has to get a loan, it's still going to have to meet that appraisal. We could be pie in the sky and give any number we want to on the price of a house, and if somebody's willing to buy it, we can do it. But can they actually get the money if they don't have cash? So that affects it. So if you put more money into your home, will you get that money for upgrades back? And when we have such short inventories, that may be something you want to consider, whether or not you're being advised to fix a bunch of stuff in order to get it to sell. When we've got short days on market, it's probably going to sell anyway, and we can do what we can do. It might actually be beneficial as a strategy if you have a seasoned professional you're working with, may actually recommend you not spend that money, save that for maybe your transaction that you might need on your replacement property, and not have to worry as much about banging the top out of the value, where your buyer's trying to get your cost back that you just put in your upgrades. To get your cost back raises what you're going to want to get out of it in order to make your net to sell. You want to get that up, but that's just going to push the price further, and that may make it harder and harder to actually find someone to close on your transaction. So working with somebody who kind of has an idea what they're doing might be beneficial to you in your listing process, because like I say, not only does it kind of scare people away when your realtor runs in and says, oh, you need to fix this, fix that, the other thing, and clean this and paint that and redo that, and we need to change this, and you know how sometimes you have the fear they're going to come in. It depends on the market. It literally depends on the market and what's selling. And if you had a home that had a lot of competition for, you might want to get that seller's edge by doing those upgrades. And if they're small enough, that may not be that big of a deal. But if they're also small enough for you, they may very well be small enough for your buyer as well. It all depends. But again, we look at the numbers and we don't try to get emotionally involved in too much stuff, because when you get that fever, it's kind of like buying at auction. Some people like selling at auction because people get pumped up and they compete against one another. We almost have that kind of mentality going on with this low inventory. So anyway, what we're going to get to, check the YouTube channel, find out what's in the box. There'll be a show. I don't know if it's going to be the next one or the one after that or whatever, but we'll get to that pretty soon. We'll release that. And let's look at our numbers for Friday, October the 2nd. Pumpkin month is upon us. Okay, last week, the 25th, we had 6340 in the availables, which is decreasing the previous month. We're still decreasing. 4650 in the under contracts available, under contracts but available to show. They went down. 73% is the ratio. This week, 6168. That happens to be 172 fewer units in the MLS on the market this week than the previous week. So we're still dropping inventory levels, and 4443, which is a little bit of a drop from the previous week from that 4650. And the ratio dropped a tad to 72%. So we're seeing a little bit lower ratio of those still showing under contract. That may be a good sign that things might be kind of heating up. It is getting close to time of year when we think about having our family and friends over in that new dining room, or out of that small little house into a little roomier, or maybe it's time to release that big old house that you've had for so long. You know, maybe you're not doing the cooking anymore, whatever fits your life. But there's a lot of times this time of year is also key, and it's a good time to sell. And what do you do if you want to sell? You call Dell to sell. Thank you. Have a great weekend.